Welcome to another in the series of self-identity through Ho'oponopono. Our instructor has taught this process of Ho'oponopono throughout the world, in Australia, Korea, Japan, the mainland United States, France, Italy, the Czech Republic, and Dubai. He's an author, lecturer, and PhD. Here is Dr. Ihaleakala, Hew Len.
Welcome to the series on self-identity through Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is a very simple process of making amends for errors and offenses that we have committed. And so Ho'oponopono is a simple process, and what it means is to correct an error. And it's a very simple process to do, and so I'm going to explain to you how it works. And so the way it works is that you begin at zero. Divinity created you perfectly, so you are created in the exact likeness of the divinity, perfect. And then out of this zero, out of this perfection comes inspiration, direct information for living. So the purpose of the Ho'oponopono is for you to get information from the divinity so that you can go about living according to divine laws. So out of this nothing comes this inspiration. And at some point, the divinity decided to create you in its exact likeness, create you infinite nothing. So it created you spiritually, mentally, physically, perfectly. And so as long as you are you, as Shakespeare says, to thine own self be true, then you can't be false to anybody. As long as you are true to yourself, then inspiration shows up. And inspiration is information in you that you can live by. It directs you. It tells you what to do, so you don't have to be thinking, coping, and managing. You can just allow this inspiration to work in you. So I'm going to teach you a process called Ha. It's a process of breathing. And it's a very simple process. And what is the process? The process is an appeal to the divinity to rectify errors and offenses in you. So the way you begin is you take your thumb and your forefinger, then you take your pointing finger and your middle finger and you spiritualize them. So the divinity touches those two areas and spiritualizes it. Now you're into an infinity sign. This is Alpha and Omega, without end and without beginning. And you put this in your lap, and as you put it in your lap, you take your back and you put it up against a chair, or if you're sitting on the floor, up against the wall. And the reason why you're doing this is because you're allowing yourself not only to breathe for yourself, but the back represents family, relatives, and ancestors, and so you're going to breathe for them. And then the other thing that you want to do is have both of your feet on the floor. And as long as they're on the floor, then you get to breathe from Mother Earth. So this process of Ha, which is the first syllable in the word Ha-vai-e, the first syllable, is to rectify errors. So you're going to rectify errors for yourself, your family, relatives, and ancestors, and for Mother Earth. So the way you do this process is you breathe in for 7 counts, you hold for 7 counts, you exhale for 7 counts, and you hold for 7 counts. That's 1 round. And then what you want to do is you want to do 7 rounds of the Ha. And what is the Ha process? It's a process of repentance, forgiveness, and transmutation. So it's a Ho'oponopono process that appeals to the divinity. And you're saying to the divinity, I'm sorry, please forgive me for whatever is going on in me that I experience as physical problems, mental problems, financial problems. And then all you're doing then is just simply doing the breathing. So the process, again, the breathing process makes amends for errors and offenses and allows the divinity to come down, takes the memory and neutralizes it, takes that neutralized energy, releases it. Now you're back to zero, you're back home again, back to yourself, and now you get revitalized, you get re-energized, you now can reclaim your identity at zero. So now you're at zero, and the divinity then comes in and inspires you, the information, perfect information for living. Thank you very much.
You've been viewing another in the series of self-identity through Ho'oponopono with Dr. Ihaleakala Hew Len. For more information, self-identity through Ho'oponopono.com.